Good morning, my viewers. I am in the middle of removing more of the rain gutter that was on the up here on this mobile home. So I'm just going to show you how I'm removing it. So I see I've got more to go, going down all the way down the end there. I'm gonna just, because it's kind of dangerous for me to be up here holding a camera and doing the job and on the ladder and all that kind of thing. We're going to show you just a small section of what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take this mallet and I'm going to just sort of beat down this drip edge here. Okay, so to make it a little bit easier for me to do this. Oh, so I kind of need a I don't know, like some other kind of a camera, I think, and now mount on a hat or something to do this kind of footage. But I'll show you a small section. Okay, so here's the tools I've got up here. Of course, my mallet, and then I've got a regular old painter's tool, some caulk to fill in some holes as I go, and this is actually a wire fence tool, which allows me to pick out the staples. So here we go. So first I'm going to use this paint tool to sort of pry what I can. Okay, I can get in there with it. Let's see here. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to get much back in there while I'm holding the camera, but okay. So now I'm going to use this wire fence tool to sort of pull that out of there. So you see now I can pull this back a little right there. Okay. Then of course I'll go back with the painting tool. And sometimes the staples will pop out without a problem. Sometimes they need a little extra convincing with another tool. So let's see, just might. Let's see. I'll bend that back here. Okay. I'll use my wire fence tool here. Okay. So. Okay. Alright, so this is, there it is right there. That's what I'm going to just show you. So now what I got here is an edge that has to be cleaned up. Okay. So I'll take my painter's tool here again, and I can sort of get under here with it, and score this like a tar or whatever. Okay, I believe this is probably from the manufacturer, and then I can get right in there, see, and then this stuff will come right out. Now I'm not pulling it all out, you understand, just what's exposed. Okay, so we'll see, pull a little bit, maybe a little bit more here. Okay. Alright. Okay. And then we got, staples here that need to be pulled out. There we go. Alright, good. Back to the painter's tool. So what I do is I just kind of they can pop off any, you know, any junk here that's easy enough to come off. There. Once that's done, I can take my mallet, okay, and just sort of beat down the edge here, okay, to get some of the rough areas out of there. Okay, hopefully that will turn out all right on camera. So yeah, that's what is involved in removing this stuff. It's a slow process, but yeah, somebody's got to do it. So, believe it or not, but all day yesterday and all day today I spent out there on the property doing primarily this rain gutter, just in removal of it. I mean, it might not have taken me nearly as long if I was able to just go hog wild and not be too concerned about falling off the ladder or anything like that. But of course I had to be extremely careful about what I was doing. Now in this shot here I set the tripod on the ground and zoomed up, so it turned out pretty decent, but only in a kind of a small section of the video. You know, most of the footage that I got on this was where, you know, I had my body in front of what I was doing or something like that. It was kind of hard to tell what I'm videotaping when I'm not able to look through the viewer. So this is what I was able to salvage on this scene here. The problem with being able to do a lot of this is you have to keep in mind exactly all the time that you're on a ladder and you can't just go and tug on a lot of things like you would like to. I mean, of course, there was times I wish I could just take like that one piece there and just go and just try to pull on it, you know, and try to see how far along I could remove it, but I really couldn't. Now, I was tempted to get on the roof, but I'm not really very good at working on the edge of a roof. I learned that the hard way years and years ago. Now, it might be difficult to visualize right now what I have in mind to do, how I plan to seal up these edges real nice, but I did it to a camper that I was trying to rebuild until I was forced to give it to somebody. So anyway, that's kind of a story in itself, but I learned quite a bit while I was trying to rebuild that camper. And so, but like I said, I will include the video links in the description where you can see what I have in mind to do. And I want to thank people for giving me ideas on what I should be doing. Okay, like for example, not trying to reuse this rain gutter. That would have not been the best solution at all. Just removing it is actually much better either way, because no matter what I would try to do, I would be just inviting more problems, like with water getting in and things like that. Well, here we are. So that's done. I got a little bit of a cloud cover, so the sun shouldn't be a problem here for a little bit. So just kind of show you, I've got all the rain gutters down. Now I can seal up the edges really nice. Okay. And by the way, you can see what I did to it with the camper that I did this treatment to. So I'll put it in the description. Now, here's the property, by the way. I just want to show you where I'm at here. So, yeah, here's the wooded area, which kind of is like a natural privacy fence. So I don't know why these morning glories or wild potatoes or whatever the heck they are, these vines are just growing where I don't want them, you know. It's crazy. I'll have to go in there and yank them out, I guess. So, let's see. And then I'll come out here, over to the street front here, to show you. It's constantly working on the property here. We go around here, and I guess this is pretty much my property line right here, where this piece of PVC pipe is. At least that's where I've been mowing up to. And tons of vines to get rid of here yet. I mean, I go in there and get rid of a lot of the vines, and kabam, you know, a week or two later, it's like they're back again. It's insane. But it's Florida and it's growing season, so I guess what do you expect, right? My grapefruit tree here still has grapefruit up in there. Yeah, so they're kind of out of my reach. I'd have to get my ladder out to get them. I just might try that. And let me see. So here's from the front what it looks like. So again, got these darn vines here. I don't know what these are exactly. Wild potato, like I said, or some kind of morning glory. And now I'm walking in, not through the main entrance, but sort of a unofficial entrance. Yep. Here we are, back out here. So, you know, I've got a lot of things that grow very well on this property. Like even the ferns and everything, they grow very well here. So I let them be wherever I can. I mean, of course, this lily's not exactly, you know, native to Florida that I know of, but it's growing. And here I am trying to get rid of a stump. Put this right there. See if that smokes the place out. It's really, I try to keep from becoming too popular with my neighbors with all the smoke, but sometimes it's hard to avoid. But here's the back side of this area looks like now. See, it's getting wider, you know, where before you can barely walk around back in here. And I don't know what I'm going to do with, say, this stump over here. You know, the only thing I can think is to maybe burn it or something eventually. I tried to put some like charcoals in there and what I could do. I'll keep working at it. And I got a lot of vines and, you know, some logs and stuff like that that I need to burn yet. I'll make another burn pile back in here someplace, you know, as I clean it out. So be able to get rid of all this debris here. So yes, and these vines, they're something. Oh, I've got them all pulled or, you know, cut and everything, but they still got it to die so they come out of the trees. And but well, just to show you how things are looking on the property so far. Thank you for watching. As usual, please subscribe and comment.